think everyone knows about the first generation of Pokemon at this point. This is mostly due to Pokemon Go, which is already considered to be the most successful mobile game of all time. In your face, Five Nights at Freddy's! But as with all great things, there are some bad things about this generation. Most of the Pokemon Gen 1 are really cool, but there are several of them that aren't that great. This can be for various reasons, ranging from being annoying to fight to just plain uncreative. And that's what I'll be doing today. Also, before the video begins, this list is my personal opinion. If anyone rages in the comments, just know, you're not being a very good person if you can't respect someone's opinion. Alright, let's get to the list. I'm Sir Calco, and today I'm counting down my top 10 worst Pokemon from Generation 1, Pokemon Red and Blue. Number 10, Execute. The reason for Execute being on this list is simple. It's just a bunch of eggs. Execute is just 6 eggs together, which doesn't make it the most memorable design. Hey, have you seen all these memorable Pokemon? Like this electric mouse, or this pink ball of puff, and these eggs. Why are they here exactly? Execute just isn't the most memorable Pokemon, and that's why it's number 10 on this list. Wait a second. Are one of those eggs cracked open? Number 9. Zubat. Don't get me wrong, Zubat's a pretty good Pokemon. It has decent moves and its evolutions are really cool.
But Calco, if you like it, why is it on this list?
Well, just imagine this. You're playing Pokemon Red or Blue, and you go into a cave at one point, and you run into a Zubat every 5 steps! The true reason I don't like Zubats is the fact that they're extremely annoying. In some parts of the games, it seems like you're finding one every couple of steps. This has been very frustrating to me, up to the point where I've nearly burned my 3DS. Okay, I'm kidding. Kind of. But Zubats are just plain annoying, and that's why it's on this list. Number 8. Digtrio. Diglett is a great Pokemon. It's a unique design, and it's really cute. But when people were tasked with coming up with an evolution for it, the first thing they thought of was, how about we just put 3 Diglets together and call it a separate Pokemon? And so, Digtrio was made. For Pete's sake, combining 3 of one Pokemon to one doesn't make it a separate Pokemon. Ugh. It's just... yeah. Digtrio is not at all creative, so that's why it's here at number 8. But looking at the bright side, at least Game Freak hasn't done the same mistake twice. Oh, wait a minute. Number 7. How to make a Pokemon with your host, Calco! Alright, kids. First, draw a Pokeball. Then erase the button in the middle. And finally, give it some eyes. Congratulations! You just made a brand new Pokemon. We'll call it Voltorb. Voltorb. What is there to say? He's just a Pokeball with eyes. How uncreative can you get? I imagine that several people were each tasked with creating one Pokemon and start an evolution line, and one guy was really nervous because he couldn't think of one and he was running out of time. But just in the nick of time, he said, hey, I'll give a Pokemon eyes and call it a separate Pokemon. I just don't get it. Voltorb, I think you deserve to be at number 7. Also, I want to point out Voltorb self-destructs as an attack. And when you heal it, it's perfectly fine and not in multiple pieces. Number 6. This Pokemon is just plain slimy, and I mean that quite literally. Muck is the evolution of Grimmer, and is basically a huge blob of purple sludge. Now don't get me wrong, a blob of sludge is actually a really cool design. In fact, Grimmar is a really cool Pokemon and among my favorites in the first generation. However, Muck doesn't really add on anything to the evolution line. Muck is really just a bigger pile of sludge than Grimmar is. Sure, it looks slightly different in other ways, but he doesn't make very many cool improvements. Muck is just not creative. Sometimes I just wish Grimmar had a different evolution. You know what? I bet even I can come up with a better evolution. Everyone, meet the new evolution to Grimmar, the Grimmar Reaper. Still better than Muck, though. Muck is just uncreative and doesn't add on much, so that's why it's number 6. He's coming for you. The Grimmar Reaper! Number 5. Poliwrath. First off, I just want to say, for the most part, I love the Poliwag evolution line. Poliwag is a really cute Pokemon, and Poliwhirl is a cool evolution that I feel really adds on to Poliwag. But Poliwrath, he barely adds anything different. Just look at Poliwrath. And now look at Poliwhirl. That's right, Poliwrath is just a bigger and angrier Poliwhirl. Just look, there's no design difference. All they did was make him big and mad. See, just look at what I can do. I can make an entire new character that's just a bigger and angrier version of me named Ocklock. That's creative, right? No! Poliwrath, I can't believe this uncreativity. It just needs to be at this spot. But just look at Mario! It's not like Nintendo made Mario bigger and angrier and made an entire separate character out of... Oh, wait a minute. Number 4. Pidgeot! Pidgey was a cool Pokemon, and Pidgeotto made the line a little cooler. However, Pidgeot, it just has longer hair. Now, I still like Pidgeot. His whole evolution line is cool, and it has cool attacks. But still, it's just longer hair. It's just... yeah. That's like me creating a separate character that just has longer hair. What have I created? Overall, I'm just going to say, longer hair really isn't that much of an improvement. Please make the Sun and Moon evolutions better, Game Freak. It seems good so far at least, but don't mess this up. Number 3. Magikarp. Well, this one was inevitable. I think almost everyone who sees this will understand why Magikarp is on this list. Magikarp is an extremely weak Pokemon, which is mostly due to its moveset. One of the only moves Magikarp can learn is Splash, which does absolutely nothing. I'm not joking. Something tells me Magikarp was meant to be a joke Pokemon. One good thing about Magikarp is that he evolves into the awesome Gyarados, who I can't draw for the life of me. Remember, kids, if you're as weak as a Magikarp, someday you can become as strong as a Gyarados. But even though Gyarados is really epic, Magikarp is just a stupidly weak Pokemon. Now, there is one good way to use Magikarp in competitive battles. If you put one on your team, you can confuse your opponent so much they can't even control their moves. Number 2. There are many uncreative Pokemon on this list. However, there is one that is the most uncreative of all. Seal. It's the most uncreative Pokemon to ever exist! Just look at Seal's name! It's ridiculous! Seal's name is literally just Seal with the A replaced with an E. How lazy can you get? And the design. Look at just how generic this design is. They literally just took a seal and put a horn on its head. For crying out loud, why does this even exist? Okay, don't get me wrong, I still sort of like Seal. It's a nice typing, and it's really cute. But in all reality, it's just seal. A seal with a horn on its head. Why, Game Freak? Why do you do this? Number 1! Okay, try not to get too mad on this one. I know it's a popular Pokemon, but give me a chance. Number 1 is Geodude. No! Okay, hold up. Just hear me out for a second. Even though Geodude is a very popular Pokemon, I have multiple reasons for why it's number 1. First up, Geodude is just a rock with a face and arms. Game Freak, what is up with you with design sometimes? Second up, its name, Geodude. Now, if you're in GT and do stems like I do, you know that Geo is a stems root. In stems, Geo means earth. Now, if you put the name together, that means its name is technically Earthdude. Not the most creative name, Game Freak. My last reason is actually from in-game experience in the original games. In the original games, the first gym leader you have to fight is Brock, who specializes in rock types. His first Pokemon is a Geodude, and unless you choose Squirtle as a starter or somehow manage to find another water type, it is so annoying to beat! Literally, if you don't have any moves Geodude is weak to, every single move you use will only do a tiny bit of damage. This was very tiring, and literally took me about 10 minutes to beat. And you'd better believe I celebrated whenever I beat it. So that basically sums it up. An uncreative design, bland name, and being really annoying to fight. That's why Geodude is the worst Pokemon of Generation 1. You go, Geodude. You are one bad Pokemon. Ah! Geodude! Hey yo people, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Be sure to comment below what you think about this list. Which Pokemon do you think should be on the list and what should not be on it? Be sure to let me know below. I'll be interested to read it. Also, be sure to comment what top lists and reviews you'd like me to do in the future. Now, you've heard the worst Gen 1 Pokemon, but what are the best? Go into that description to see my top 10 best Gen 1 Pokemon. It's a little cringy since it's my first video, but I think you'll enjoy it. Also, be sure to go into the description to go to my gaming channel, Callco Gaming, where I played Pokemon Red. Alright, that's all for now. Peace out. I see you.